all these rejections from the middle Bollinger Band.
Resistance we're going to need.
If you actually see here, we get a
And we'll look for a healthy higher
I
low.
would not
don't have
be
the
convinced
full
to enter a
macro
long trade.
Howdy crypto friends, checking in on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, XLM, and the bears are back in control in the short term. Someone wrote a third-party review of the alert system. We have no affiliation with this guy. We'll link it in the description if you're interested in checking it out. He went through and pointed out some good stuff, gave some good information. It's always nice when that happens, and that is with cryptobulls.info. So thanks for that. Bitcoin on the daily time frame, increasing bear volume clearly stands out. When we started consolidation, it was sideways, and we said this is no big deal. This is healthy consolidation. Then we saw a daily inside bar break bearish, a little uptick in volume, still no major deal. We're still looking for a higher low to form, and then the bears really poured on the bear volume, and it came with clarity on the 4-hour time frame. Again, I've been liking the 4-hour time frame. It showed the clearest change in the trend. Higher low, bear break. After that bear break, lower high and lower low, and then another bear flag. So we have multiple bear flags getting follow through at this point, and this current bear flag doesn't have a whole lot of follow through. We'll look at that in a little more in depth in just a moment, but the bear volume came in on this candlestick with the 4-hour back test and rejection from exponential resistance and then follow through. It was very clearly a bear flag at that point, and the signal on the hourly time frame is when you see a bounce playing out, an oversold bounce, and you lose the hourly higher low pattern, that's when the bear flag odds significantly shift. So we had our low, little higher low, another higher low at 650 or at 6,591. As soon as 6,591 breaks, that's when the bear volume starts pouring on, and it's due to the lack of support on the way up that was established that allows for that much downside. So at this point, we still have the hourly exponential moving average resistances. Again, the bears are extremely comfortable with their 4-hour lower highs. Anything under 64.43 is another lower high on the 4-hour chart. So the bulls have to break that level to get follow through. At this point, Bitcoin has broken bearish on the 4-hour time frame and saw continuation, but we have not seen that yet on Ripple, nor on Litecoin, nor on ETH, and nor on XLM. So keep in mind there is a distinct difference where BTC dropped down and broke that support where the other names have not yet. So in order to change the momentum, have to get over the hourly exponential resistance, have to get over the lower high on the 4-hour chart. So obviously still work for the bulls to do. If we change the 4-hour trend, we then say, all right, our daily higher low has been established. We are still looking to form a daily higher low compared to 61.06. On the bounce from there, we will look to form a lower high, and we will look for a tightening range into the weekend, essentially. That's what I anticipate to happen. Whether this is the low for now or not, I have no idea. We have to see follow through from the bulls on the hourly time frame. But if they can get that, then again, we will look for a bounce to set a lower high. And in order for the bears to have a lot of confidence on the weekly bear break that they are looking for, you need to lose these daily little higher lows, and that would be the first step of doing so. So at this point, weekly time frame, not quite clear that a lower high has been established yet. When we lose the daily uptrend, we will say, all right, this is our new weekly key resistance level. It's still 7,400 as long as I'm concerned, as far as I'm concerned. And if we see a little bounce, a lower high on the daily, and then drop down and lose the daily uptrend, we'll say, all right, our new weekly lower high is 68.23. That will shift the target from or for the bulls. So at this point, again, it's hard to paint a pretty picture for the bulls, essentially, because now we're back in this pattern. Well, we're staying in this pattern, and it's just the odds of a bear break compared to a bull break. We're closer to a bear break occurring. The bears have volume and momentum behind them, and it's going to take a lot for the bulls to shift. We saw how quickly the bulls can shift momentum on XRP, on XLM, and some of these names. To do it on Bitcoin requires a lot more dollar volume, and it's going to require probably a news catalyst to get the general herd on board as well. We're still going to be watching very close every day until we get a key break, clear break of this weekly pattern. So Ethereum on the 4-hour time frame does not have the bear flag confirmation just yet. It had one up here when Bitcoin did. The bear volume started increasing. It was an all-out dump. Again, just follow through. You lose the 4-hour higher lows. You make a bear entry if that's your style, and then just lower highs and lower lows keep you confident on that bear play. So at this point, support is down at 203.24 as a must-hold level for the bulls. And as far as resistance goes, it's the top of this bounce at this point, and that's at 213.12. But the lack of follow-through on these bull moves, you see this hourly time frame rejecting from exponential resistance, have to get over that and see follow-through from the bulls in order to negate the potential possibility of this 4-hour bear flag. So everything is pointing towards a 4-hour bear flag at this point. The only way it's not going to be a 4-hour bear flag is increasing bull volume on the hourly and get over those hourly exponential resistances. Keep in mind that when these bulls, if these bulls get over their hourly exponential resistances, we zoom out to the 4-hour and we then look at those exponential resistances, which have rejected the price recently as well. So same thing with Bitcoin. Get over the hourly exponential, we zoom out to the 4-hour, and we watch for a battle with that level. Litecoin, haven't looked at Litecoin in a while. 4-hour time frame, holding on, and a stronger bounce than those other names at this point. So it is less of a possibility of a 4-hour bear flag than Bitcoin or Ethereum. Still watching a lower high. Anything under 59.12 is a lower high. Still haven't tested the 4-hour exponential resistances, but look at the hourly exponential resistances. We're getting over them a little bit more successfully than the Bitcoin bulls. We have an hourly support of 54.96. If that breaks, the odds of a 4-hour bear flag increase significantly. And resistance right now is 56.69, followed by 57.35. Two key resistance levels that the bulls are going to have to break. So if I had to rank the bounce attempt at this point, Litecoin is the strongest of the three, then Ethereum, and then Bitcoin's the weakest because we did drop down to that lower low. All of them could still be bear flags on the 4-hour. Again, we're in instances where the bears are comfortable and the bulls have to prove it. So it's the bulls that need to prove it on the hourly time frame and get over these exponential resistances. XRP, daily chart increasing bear volume, still looking for a daily higher low, but there's not enough indication that it has been set yet. We need to change trends at least on the hourly, ideally on the 4-hour. Again, hourly exponential resistance. Last bear flag rejected from the exponential on the hourly and then dropped down. Here we are still rejecting from it. So support is down at 435. Comparing the 4-hour chart to the other names, it is a potential bear flag. It is still weak at this point. I would put it number 2 weakest behind Bitcoin. Bitcoin dropped to the lower low. XRP has not yet, but it is certainly very close. At this point, anything under 467 is a lower high on the 4-hour chart, keeping those bears in control, and change the trend on the hourly or 4-hour time frame. That's when we're going to look for our daily higher low to form. Again, I said yesterday we can look for a 10-20% bounce. When we do form this daily higher low, there's just no indication that it has formed yet, and we need to remain picky and patient. And last, we'll wrap it up with XLM. XLM, anything above 2.3 is a higher low on the daily. Bulls are trying to defend support at 2.307, essentially a double bottom at this point. And we can see the 4-hour chart, bear flag, confirmation, declining bear volume on that follow through. That is a little bit different. It is still a potential 4-hour bear flag with this current bounce, exponential resistance being tested. You can see everybody's correlated pretty significantly together right now. Hourly resistance 242 and 2497. So those are the resistance levels that have to break for this bounce to get followed through. And if we break these hourly lower highs, the odds that it is a 4-hour bear flag will decrease. If we break the hourly higher lows, the odds that it is a bear flag on the 4-hour will increase. So at this point, the bulls have not shown us enough to be confident in this bounce. Have to see the volume behind it. Just like the bears weren't proving anything on the consolidation until that last little bear flag and increase in bear volume across all of these names, the bulls aren't going to prove anything without that volume. It is the prove it indicator. Cannot stress how important enough it is. And that's the number one thing I'm looking at. When I'm looking, is this a bear flag or is this bounce for real? The number one thing I'm looking at is, what does the volume look like? Is it increasing bull volume? And what are the exponential resistances doing? Are we rejecting from them or getting over them? Those are the first two things that I look at, and that is what helps me determine bear flag or bounce. Appreciate you watching. I hope you all continue to do good things out there in this wild world. We've got another waterfall here from Iceland. This is Skogafoss, one of the more famous ones, and it's just on beautiful farmland. They got a really cool restaurant with good food down at the bottom that has just a view of fields and a giant waterfall. It's beautiful. And from there, we continued on the south. My favorite part of Iceland is definitely the south, and it was a time of year as well. The sheep were all being rounded up to go in for the winter, and so they were all in their fields against these massive slopes of green sloping cliff faces, and it's just wild. It's very different geographically as you go around the island, but definitely enjoyed those massive sloping hills and bright green and sheep on the slope side. So we'll see you all tomorrow. And Canadian MJ is starting to show a little bit of signs of consolidation. I'm still watching Canadian MJ to see, once it is clear that we are done seeing bull runs for now and start consolidating, are we going to see money shift back around? Because we know these high volatility traders like myself want to find that volatility. And we'll see if, again, a lot of funds left crypto and went to Canadian MJ. I definitely know that much. And the question is, are they going to go back? And we should know sometime in the next month or so. So I'll continue to keep monitoring that and keep you all in the loop. FOMC tomorrow is the Federal Reserve's monetary policy, watching the dollar and gold for some volatility tomorrow, but still not seeing cryptocurrency nor Bitcoin really react to these broader macroeconomic factors at this point. So we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks again. Have a good day. Have a good night. Do good things.